Have you ever wondered how long it actually takes to max out a gathering skill? How long it takes to get to tier 8 gathering? Now, today we will be covering the gathering skills, except for fishing. I covered that in yesterday's video, so check that out if you're interested in fishing. Today is all about harvesting and wood chopping and skinning and all of that fun stuff because they all share the same numbers and similar tome counts. So, is it cheaper to buy tomes to level it up? Is it better to just manually farm it? What about learning points? Let's get into it. So how much fame does it take to get to tier 8 gathering? That is being able to wear a tier 8 gathering set, not maxing out the specialization, just being able to wear tier 8 gear. It is 2.852 million gathering fame. Okay, not fishing, fishing's different. But we can use learning points and level up every time we hit that 20% mark for much cheaper, which comes out to an estimated 570,450 fame instead, which is way, way, way better. Before we get into exact numbers, I want to share with you some aggregated data from my old videos that I have gathered to try to figure out how much gathering fame can I make per hour. And here are the results, okay? Using tier 6 gathering sets, if I do skinning in a tier 4 blue zone, it's 25k, tier 5 yellow zone, it's 23k because there's less things to skin and it's more populated. But if I go to a tier 6 black zone, completely undisturbed with 0 gank attempts and I'm just free to skin the entire time, it's 36.25k gathering fame. So you can see that because we're risking a little bit of gear, it's actually a little bit better. It's about 1/3 better actually, so it's pretty good. However, I like to stay in the blue and yellow zones, so I'm okay with, just taking a small cut in fame per hour over losing my gear sets and dying. Now, tier 7, trying to push it with tier 6 gear makes it a lot slower to gather, but you can still do it, but it only earned me 18,810 fame on average per hour. Now, using tier 5 gathering sets, not tier 6, and doing stone mining, which is Quarrier, was an average of 24,000 fame per hour in a tier 4 blue zone. And in a tier 5 zone, I misspelled black on the screen, but you get the point. It's only 17.75k, which not as good as tier 4. So you can clearly see from this data that tier 4 zones are the best. Now, I just wanted to share how much fame am I making in a full tier 8 set, okay? If I just count tier 4 and 5 trees combined, it's 35,120 gathering fame in a tier 5 yellow zone for wood cutting. However, this does not count the tier 3 trees because I already hit tier 8. I don't have any videos before I was a tier 8 lumberjack, so I cannot give you this data. Though wood cutting is a lot easier to level, there's way more trees than there are stones, metal nodes, or cotton nodes, for sure. Now, tier 4 blue zone wood cutting, I also misspelled wood cutting in there. I'm making a lot of spelling mistakes today. Only 22,230 fame, not counting the tier 3 trees, which I did cut a lot of. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm going to take the lowest amount of fame earned per hour out of all of this data, and that would be 24,000 in a tier 4 blue zone, okay? We can see that the tier 5 zones are just inefficient. So if you are to level up gathering in purely a tier 4 blue zone, which is what I definitely recommend for skinning because of the babies, and for basically every profession except woodcutting, because woodcutting, there's just too many trees. It doesn't matter. You're going to find more tier 4 trees in a tier 5 zone. But for every other gathering, stick to the tier 4 blue zones. It will give you the most safest fame per hour. Of course, you can see here the data does show that black zones are better, but that involves a lot of risk. Anyway, let's get to the data now. So on screen is how much fame you need per tier. So trainee gatherer, you can get this in the tutorial zone or basically anywhere. You just harvest, gather tier 2 materials, and it's pretty simple. It's 240. You'll get this in seconds. I'm not going to calculate this in the grand total, but without using learning points, this is how much fame you need per tier, okay? And with learning points, you can see that it's dramatically cut down. I had to round up tier 6 and tier 8 because they were to a decimal point. Now, you can also buy tomes for gathering, except for fishing. And on screen now, on the left number value is how much fame a tome will give you, and it only gives you fame for that bracket. So the tier 4 tomes only give you fame for unlocking tier 4, right? So you can't use the tier 4 tomes to unlock tier 8, to my knowledge. I haven't tried it, honestly, but it's just what the tooltip says, it's what the item says, so I'm going to take its word for it, because these things are hella expensive. One tier 4 tome is going to run you 106,000 silver, whereas one tier 8 tome will give you 6,000 fame, but it's going to cost you 1.91 million silver per tome. But how many learning points does it cost per tier? I have it on the screen for you. Tier 3 only costs 5 learning points. Tier 4 costs 35. Tier 8 costs you 409 learning points to learn, okay? This costs in total 1,151 learning points, which will take you 38.36 days of premium, because your learning points are continuously going up throughout the day when premium is active. However, without premium, you can only earn 10 learning points per day. For those that don't know, with premium, you earn 30 per day, and it's overtime, whereas without premium, you have to do the daily challenge. That means get 1,200 of these challenge points. This thing right here, I didn't claim that tome, by the way, and that will give you 10 every time that you beat that every day. So that means it will take 116 days if you do not have premium active. That's a lot of days for just maxing out tier 8 gathering, okay? However, new characters start with 100 learning points, and the first time you do a 30 days premium, you receive 200 free learning points. This means you only really need 851 learning points, which is 28.3 days of premium or 86 days without. And here's the reason you clicked on the video. This is the information that you wanted to know, okay? So, if you bought tomes, how much would it cost you to level up each tier? 636,000 for tier 4, not too bad, but let me tell you also, you could just go skin or chop wood or, break stones for 15 minutes. Yes. Can you farm 636,000 silver in 15 minutes? No, then don't buy the tomes, okay? It only gets worse from here. Tier 5 costs 4 million, or 1 hour and 10 minutes of your time of gathering. And yes, that is 1 full hour of gathering with pork pie and gathering gear equipped. Okay, no gathering without gathering gear and without premium. This is all with premium, by the way. And this is also using your learning points. So to go to tier 4, it's going to take 15 minutes of gathering with premium active, with your gathering set on, in a tier 4 blue zone, and spending those learning points, okay? So you can see here, 1 hour and 10 minutes for tier 5, 4 hours, 16 minutes for tier 6, Tier 7 and Tier 8 are the worst, at 8 hours, 20 minutes, 9 hours, and 43 minutes of straight, pure, endless gathering, okay? What this means is that it will cost you, in total, 147.52 million silver to buy the tomes, or 23 hours and 44 minutes of real-life time spent gathering if you spend learning points. If you don't spend learning points, it's 120 hours of your time, okay? And let me tell you, the first time I did gathering, it took me 3 real-life months of getting wood cutting to tier 8. I didn't use learning points on it, so it took me, at the time, I think I had a job, so like it took me 120 hours of, across 3 months of gathering. Yikes. Yikers, dude. Save those learning points for gathering. That's what this video should teach you. So if you're just a credit card swiper and you could afford it, 737,600,000 silver in tomes if you just want to get to tier 8 gathering without those learning points, okay? So there you go. To break even, you need to farm 6.147 million silver per hour. And if you can farm that amount of silver per hour, then you don't need to gather, just buy the tomes. But I don't know anyone except the top-end crafters and shop owners that make that amount per hour. I don't think I know anyone that makes that amount per hour, honestly. So there you have it. Those numbers are if you want to farm a tier 4 blue zone for that amount of time with premium active, with a full gathering set, and a full gathering set includes the highest possible gear that you can equip with an Avalonian tool and a pork pie. Because by using those, you will get you'll get a bonus to your gathering yield, which will give you a bonus to the fame, okay? And of course, you could get lucky and earn more fame per hour. Those averages that I showed was without hitting any 4.3 enchanted nodes at all. I think maybe a few of those had 4.1 enchanted nodes, which almost everyone's going to be able to at least get a few of those every gathering trip. I made sure to calculate the lowest possible fame per hour, not an unrealistic value in the safe zones, because that's what I play, and that is how you can safely play And you may be wondering, because in the fishing video, I did a comparison of what if you just gather and then sell the goods that you gather and then buy the tomes? Is that even faster or more efficient? And the answer is absolutely not. It is not efficient to ever buy the tomes. Always sell your tomes every time. This video should teach you one thing besides how long it takes to gather, and that is never, ever buy or use the tomes. Always sell the tomes. Always. They're way too expensive for the time investment needed, okay? With that said, guys, I'm SoulBenji. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Leave a like on the video right now, because this was a lot of math. I know everyone wants to know this answer. I did, so I did the research. It took several hours out of my day. And I had a lot of old videos to reference, thankfully. Without those old videos, this data would be impossible to get. But regardless, videos every day on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss tomorrow's video. If you want to help me out financially, which I could really use some, click that thanks button, leave a donation. It shows up in the comments. And if you want access to members-only videos, like on Twitch, there is a thing you can do on YouTube called membership. It's click the join button, $5 a month. You will get access to private and more personal videos. You will become a channel member. It's like subscribing to someone on Twitch, but it's on YouTube. You get emojis unlocked. It's really cool stuff. You can get a special badge when I live stream on YouTube. It's really cool. Again, guys, there's a video on screen right now. You should click it. Click that video right now. But make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss tomorrow's video. And I will see you guys later. Also, there is a Discord link in the description if you want to join my gaming guild. It's not necessarily fully Albion. It could be all games. I can't talk. The Discord is there in the description. Click it. Join the community of lads. You know, we gotta have more people. We can run group dungeons together and stuff. I can tank, I can heal, I can DPS. I can do all of it in full 8-3. You don't want to miss it, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, lads.